I walked into Jurassic World Rebirth with sky-high expectations. The lights dimmed, that familiar excitement hit, and you're about to see something you've been dying for. But somewhere during the movie, something weird happened. I didn't feel disappointed or angry, like when a movie just sucks. I felt bored, physically, genuinely bored. Like I was sitting through a business meeting instead of watching dinosaurs tear people apart. This wasn't a one-off experience. It's happened with every major blockbuster, and there's a terrifying reason why modern Hollywood is putting us all to sleep. In this video, I'll uncover the disturbing truth behind blockbuster boredom. What's the specific formula that's guaranteed to make you zone out during $300 million spectacles? Why are bad movies actually better than boring ones for Hollywood survival? And how did studios become so obsessed with playing it safe that they made the most dangerous creative decision possible? Get comfortable, because I'm about to explain why you've been falling asleep during movies that should have you on the edge of your seat. Before we dive into this creative catastrophe, hit that like button if you've ever found yourself bored during an action movie with explosions going off every 5 minutes. Share this with that one friend who somehow managed to fall asleep during a superhero film. They'll finally understand it wasn't their fault. Now let's figure out exactly what's putting audiences to sleep worldwide. The boredom epidemic. Here's the thing. This wasn't a one-off experience with Jurassic World Rebirth. The exact same thing happened with Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Same with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and Ant-Man Quantumania. These weren't just bad movies. Bad movies at least make you feel something. These movies made me feel nothing. Modern Hollywood has become so obsessed with playing it safe that they've made the most dangerous creative decision possible. They've made movies boring. Think about the original Jurassic Park from 1993. Spielberg wasn't playing it safe. He was pushing boundaries with revolutionary technology and storytelling nobody had tried before. Hell, even the first Jurassic World with Chris Pratt was genuinely enjoyable. It brought fresh concepts like the hybrid Indominus Rex. It felt like they were evolving the franchise. But Rebirth? They had this incredible idea of dinosaurs living among humans in the modern world at the end of Dominion. Instead, they recycled the same beats that we've seen 5 times already. It's like watching somebody photocopy a photocopy. Each generation gets blurrier and more lifeless. The real problem isn't what you think. Now, I know the usual complaints. Everything looks too clean, color grading sucks, too much CGI. Yeah, these are valid issues, but we're missing the bigger picture. The real movie killer isn't color grading or sterile cinematography. The real killer is that these films are mind-numbingly, soul-crushingly boring. You could fix every technical complaint and still end up with Ant-Man Quantumania. You could dirty the frame, fix the colors, use practical effects. You'd still have a movie that makes you zone out because nothing engaging is happening. When I walked out of Rebirth, I wasn't thinking, that color grading sucked. I was thinking, why did I feel nothing for 2.5 hours? These movies feel like they were made by a machine that watched every successful blockbuster and said, okay, put explosions here, emotional moment here, comic relief here, without understanding why any of it actually worked. Why boring is worse than bad? Here's the crazy part. Bad movies at least make you feel something. When a movie is terrible, people talk about it, meme it, remember it. Bad movies become cult classics. But boring movies? They disappear the second you leave the theater. Nobody talks about them. They don't make you angry or excited. They make you feel absolutely nothing. That's the real crime. We're getting $300 million movies that vanish from existence because they gave us no reason to care. Quick question. Drop a comment telling me the last blockbuster that genuinely kept you engaged from start to finish. I'm curious if you're experiencing the same boredom epidemic I am. Dissecting the boredom formula. Let me prove this isn't random by breaking down exactly what went wrong with Transformers: Rise of the Beasts and Jurassic World Rebirth. Rise of the Beasts has everything on paper. Giant robots, 90s nostalgia, Beast Wars characters that fans had been begging for, but it felt like someone took the Transformers formula and ran it through a corporate spreadsheet. The movie opens up with the standard ordinary guy gets caught up in the robot war setup we've seen every Transformers film. But unlike the first movie where Sam's discovery of Bumblebee felt magical and dangerous, here it just feels routine. The protagonist finds the robot needs help, bad robots show up, Big fight happens. Check, 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 check. The original Transformers, for all its flaws, had personality. Shia LaBeouf's manic energy bouncing off of Bumblebee's radio voice quirk. Moments of genuine wonder when these massive robots first transformed. Rise of the Beasts has none of that spark. Even the robots feel interchangeable. The Jurassic World Rebirth disaster. Jurassic World Rebirth is even more frustrating because it had such incredible foundation to build from. Dominion ended with dinosaurs integrated into the modern world. Imagine the possibilities. You could explore how society adapts, how ecosystems change, how humans and dinosaurs coexist. Instead, Rebirth takes this revolutionary premise and immediately retreats to the same island-based survival formula. Scientists arrive, something goes wrong, dinosaurs hunt humans, barely anyone survives. But what makes it worse is how sanitized everything feels. The original Jurassic Park was genuinely scary. Those raptors in the kitchen still give people nightmares. Rebirth has technically superior dinosaurs that somehow feel less threatening. They're too clean, too predictable, too focus grouped. They even try to recreate the raptor scene but with bigger, different dinosaurs. You can feel them thinking, people love the kitchen scene, so let's do that again, but bigger. But it was completely predictable. No spark, no intrigue, just a hollow recreation of something that worked 30 years ago. The characters spend the entire movie reacting to situations instead of driving the story forward. They're not characters, they're chess pieces being moved around to hit predetermined plot points. When someone inevitably gets eaten, you don't feel shock or sadness because you never connected with them as a person. Both movies end with obvious sequel bait, more concerned with setting up future installments than telling a complete, satisfying story right now. They're so busy being a part of a cinematic universe that they forgot to be good movies first. Here's how absurd this has gotten. I can go back and watch The Sound of Music, a 60-year-old musical about a governess, and be more interested in those characters than anything happening in these $300 million spectacles. Don't confuse this for me hating these movies, because when you don't feel anything, you can't even hate them. This is worse than hate. This is complete indifference. At least hatred means you cared enough to have an emotional response. The creative bankruptcy. This is the real tragedy. We have incredible technology, unlimited budgets, and source material that fans genuinely love. But instead of taking creative risks or trusting audiences to embrace something new, these movies play it so safe that they become actively boring. They're not just bad, they're forgettable, which is infinitely worse. To be fair, Warner Brothers actually understood this problem. They realized playing it safe wasn't going to work anymore, so they took real risks this year, and it paid off big time. I made a whole separate video breaking down exactly how they did it, so if you're interested, it'll show up in your I button. Open it in a new tab and watch it after this video. If Hollywood keeps churning out these soulless spectacles, they're going to wake up one day and realize audiences have moved on completely. We'll find our entertainment elsewhere. Gaming, YouTube, even Netflix's feel-good movies like Heart of Stone and Red Notice. These aren't great movies, but at least we can sit comfortably at home and actually feel something, which is a whole other discussion of itself. And I'll make a video on it next, so subscribe and hit the notification button to catch as soon as it comes. Hollywood spent billions perfecting the art of making nothing happen as expensively as possible. Speaking of studios that had unlimited potential and completely wasted it, I broke down how Marvel had Disney Plus as their golden goose and chose to slaughter it instead of letting it lay golden eggs. It's a masterclass in missed opportunities that makes these boring blockbusters look like a minor creative hiccup. Check the video on your screen now to see how an entire cinematic universe fumbled the bag.